Yo, what's up guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm the Dog Lord to Sonic Views and I watched Little Nicky with as a tribute to Ozzy Osbourne, rest in peace, with the tagline: if your father was the devil and your mother was an angel, you'd be messed up too. You know, I knew about this movie, I've heard about Little Nicky. I've heard only the name drop, and I knew that it was an Adam Sandler movie. I didn't know that it was, with something of Ozzy Osbourne until I saw it on Facebook. I saw a clip coming by after Ozzy passed away, and I saw that scene where he was in. So then I thought, oh, let's watch that movie today. Then for as a tribute to his passing away. Um, but there was also another cameo that I totally didn't expect, which we're gonna talk about a bit later. Um, so let's just start with the movie. It's dark outside, and we see a mom and son, coming from the driveway. They have a kind of path towards the front of the house. So they're walking off the path. Mom opens the door, and they go inside. The kid is excited because he says, "Mom, I want to show you something. Or is it okay if I show you something or something like that?" And Mom says, "Sure." They go inside, and the camera then we saw first them, and then while they were walking, the camera turned so that we could see the front of the house, and then when they were inside, it went further to the left, and it stopped at a tree, not very far from it, and it went up, and we started to hear some music. Okay, maybe it's come from inside the house. No, it's a guy sitting on a branch from the tree, looking towards the house. And I know this guy. I know this one, but I know this guy. I've seen him also in some other things, but the first time I saw him was in the French franchise where he was high, and Monica was making some tartlets, and it was tartlets, tartlets, tartlets. It's that fucking guy, but this time he's a creep, and he's looking at the house, and we see the mom walking in her bedroom, and she is undressing, and the guy is sitting there with a glass of wine, and then the kid comes in, so she dresses back up, and then the phone rings. The kid picks it up, and the guy on the phone says, "Hey kid, go do something else, let your mom be alone." It's the fucking guy in the tree. He is calling towards the house, saying that the kid has to shoo so that the mom can undress and he can watch. And the mom then saw something in the tree, so she looked, and he said, "Well, no," she said, "Well, is that the guy in the tree?" And the guy in the tree said, "Well, no, say to your mom that it's a big bird." Then he was caught, and he fell back over, and he went to hell. but we're gonna leave it there because if you want to know what's gonna happen next, watch the movie yourself. Fucking crazy guy. Like I said, I knew the guy from. He played in some episodes here and there from Friends. First time, that he was high, and then, for the reviews of food from Monica from a restaurant, and the other one, was sitting in the restaurant for, oh, my hands are so fat! Funny. There was a scene in here where Nicky came back to hell, and he saw a guy with boobs on his head, and he had a bra on, on the boobs on his head. And Nicky said, well, oh, sorry, I didn't meant to see your brassiere. And I didn't know that bra was short for brassiere, which apparently is a French word for bra, basically. Which, the English just shorten it, and for brassiere. I had no clue. I had absolutely no clue. But that's also because English isn't my first language, so, but still, I had no clue. Which is actually pretty nice to know now, just a little fact, a little trivia fact, maybe. The Bulldog's voice in this movie, I expected it a bit lower. He talked, and over time, over the time, it just, it's just okay. Just leave it at like that, but you can, you just accept it, at first you think, oh, it's kind of, I expect it to be lower, and I thought, oh, no, never mind. And the same with how Nicky talked, how Adam Sandler talked as Nicky. At first I thought, oh, Jesus Christ. But, over time it was just, it kind of grew on you, It just went, oh, do right it yourself, But I expected it to be a bit lower. It could have been a bit lower, for Bulldog, Tarantino was in this movie, which I didn't expect, but he was very funny, and that was not the cameo that I was talking about at the beginning. I was talking about Chops from Happy Gilmore. He made the cameo in this movie by being in heaven, and that's pretty funny because I think Happy Gilmore was from 1999. Let's see. No, sorry, 1996. So this movie is from 2000, and both Adam Sandler movies, but it was really an unexpected cameo from holy fucking shit. Chops? I didn't expect him to be in this movie. I absolutely didn't expect him to be in this movie, but they played with heaven, so it was definitely a nice touch to to a reference to Happy Gilmore, which I've seen, but we're gonna bring Happy Gilmore in January to the channel because obviously there's Happy Gilmore 2 that's already out now, so I want to see that movie, but first we have to see Happy Gilmore again, so we'll bring it to the channel in January. But I just didn't expect him to be in this movie. It was very nice to see him again, but really unexpected. The Aussie scene, obviously I have to talk a bit about it. it wasn't a lot in this movie, maybe 15 to 30 seconds, but no, maybe even a minute, But it was definitely very nice to see him. Um, I really liked it, and this was definitely a funny movie. It was a good movie. I enjoyed it, and most of the Adam Sandler movies are just funny. I like him as an actor, so um, you know what? I think I will give this movie a high 4, low 5. It was a very good movie. I enjoyed it a lot, and yeah, the cameos. The brother that from from Nicky, was Tebow from the Friday franchise. That actor that plays Tebow, that big black guy, that stole the chains and from every guy, from the necks and all. He played a perfect role as the big brother and the bully. He plays a good bully. He plays a good bully in Friday. He plays a good bully here, so in Little Nicky. He's a good actor. Yeah, so he also plays in a scene in prison from, I think it was Austin Powers Gold Member, and I've seen him also in some other movies. So he is in some movies here and there. But it's nice to see him also again. That said, I'm gonna leave that. Um, Friday, yes, we're gonna bring the Friday franchise also to the channel because there's more than one movie there. I think there are 5 movies, and I think I can find 4 of the 5 movies. But last Friday, which is the last movie of that one, I don't know if I can find that one. Yeah, it doesn't. No, it's so shitty. The 4 movies. The fourth and final installment of the Friday franchise. So I probably have to buy that one to, in order to watch the movie, which is pretty shitty. Freddy's Friday. Okay. But yes, I'm gonna leave that. I see you guys later for Star Wars Episode 5. I don't know what it's called. Maybe Empire Strikes Back. I don't know. Um, if you have seen my last Star Wars show review, it's not really for me. So, you know, but I will stick with it, and we're gonna finish it. Um, and obviously for Twilight Zone episode.